Hey everybody, welcome to Vouch for me. The movie of the week is Predators 2010. I'm your host, Eric West, and with me, as always, I have PapaNasty.
Hey.
And Abraham.
Good day.
And no intern today. We went ahead and did some negotiations. They will be getting paid, and now they get holidays off, so they can't work on Labor Day. But we are still working because we don't care. I know. We will renegotiate that contract, but we will not be doing that on the pod today. Ladies and gentlemen, we did do Predators. What the heck? This was a fascinating movie, but it was picked by PapaNasty. When the hell did you see it? You saw it in 10th grade, 9th grade.
Yeah, I would have been a freshman. We saw it later on that year. The family used to know a guy that did some illegal things, so we saw a burned version of that, and it was fucking cool. I loved it. Big Predator fan. Predator series, and I've been looking into the comics, so yeah, I can't wait.
Speaking of the comics, I think they released a 4-issue comic that was a tie-in to this Predators movie. It's gonna be so hard to say. It's like, oh, this Predators movie, not this Predator movie.
Yeah, Chris Hansen really fucked up the Predator universe with all his stuff. So
yeah, so where does To Catch a Predator fit in the timeline?
Yeah. I don't know who should sue who, to be honest with you.
But I guess now we know what happens to those predators when they get captured. I guess they get dropped on an island. Who knew? PapaNasty or Abel, do you want to do the synopsis for the movie?
Yeah, it's like you just said, a bunch of predators, quote unquote, get dropped into what is apparently an alien game reserve and are being hunted by the titular predators, and they have to survive and escape.
There it is. It is the most dangerous game, except I don't know if they're the most dangerous game. They're like the mid dangerous game, and
I think it's been established since Predator that humans are the most dangerous game as far as predators are concerned.
They're just smarter. Oh, okay.
No, yeah, that's pretty much it. They're over reliant on their technology and superior physical prowess that they just don't. They heavily underestimate the indomitable human spirit and guerrilla warfare.
Yeah, we're definitely the most challenging. We've killed the most of the predators compared to the other alien species in that universe. But yeah, the predators are called the Yacha. They come from Yacha Prime, very original.
Yamcha?
There's Yamcha? Yeah. Oh, dude. I didn't think about that till now. It's awesome. So there's different classes of predators. There's the classic predator, which we saw.
There is different classes. There's first offenders, there's second offenders, and it just determines how far they're allowed to be from a school.
And then there's serial offenders.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my, I think Mike Tyson even falls under. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I love him, but he has to check in when he goes to cities. He has to let them know, hey, I'm here, everybody. Anyways,
so from the OG Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's our classic hunter predator. In this, in the other predator films, we do get a look into berserker predators or super predators. Those are more of a hybrid, or not a hybrid, but like they're a superior predator, right? Abel?
And that's what we see in this film. We actually see 2 classes of predators in this film, right?
Yeah.
So was it a hunter and a berserker?
Yeah, there's classic predator and the berserker predator.
So the berserker predator or super predator, like that's what they're kind of known for in the comics. And I don't know why they went with the berserker, but yeah, super predator is what they're also called. So we can refer to them as either or. But
clarification, I believe its name was berserker, but yeah, they are called the super predators more or less.
Yeah, because they're like Nolan had the best explanation. He's like they're like the dog to wolf sizes.
Yeah,
like the classic
hunter predator
the
wolves
is the dog. Yeah, there is the dog. And then Super Predator is the wolf. So yeah, those 2 are always in constant combat. So this is our first look as a Super Predator. Other than if you want to count like the Alien vs Predator 2, where we get like a hybrid upgraded version of one, but that doesn't really count. I don't know.
And then there's also the city predator from Predators or Predator 2.
Yes, Predator 2, but that's a classic hunter predator.
If you actually look at him, he definitely has a different head shape because the classic Predator in Predators is the first time we see like the regular Predator from the first movie again. Yeah, I looked it up. The Predator 2 one had a completely different like forehead design.
This Predators movie was virtually a reboot, or if not a reboot, like an attempt at a sequel, just make it more palatable for the common man nowadays.
Predator 2 was hit or miss according to the audiences, it seemed.
It was a bit of a dud. I thought it was cool, but like
it started off good for me, and then like it kind of falls off in the final acts.
I felt like this movie kept you engaged though, regardless. I like they had the mystery aspect of it. Then once you figure it out, they're not dragging it out too much as they're starting to divulge some information. Oh, fucking Eric Foreman's in it. I thought that was fantastic.
Who? I thought Eddie Brock was in it.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Yeah, I know. Some of the other characters, though, did you recognize them from anything? I think the intern, although it was her day off, she did point out a couple people, at least one in particular.
Royce, the pianist.
Who the heck is... Oh, he's the pianist.
He was also in the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Didn't see that one. He was also in Peaky Blinders, but that's later on. He also was in King Kong.
Oh, damn. Okay. Dude, this guy's... I did not recognize him whatsoever, but now seeing him in a turtleneck, I'm like, oh, that's a pianist right there, if I've ever seen a big old pianist. So...
You've seen a few of those, haven't you, Ryder?
Oh, constantly, dude. I just go out, like whenever you go to a symphony, there's just plenty of pianists all around. But Topher Grace, that is Eric Foreman. It was cool to see him. He has such a specific like brand of humor that's reminiscent of like Shia LaBeouf, just like a little less anxious.
Mm.
And then the other characters I don't know very well. The intern pointed out to me Walton Sanders Goggins, that he was pretty well known. Yeah, he's in
Fallout.
He's in Fallout. He's the convict looking guy.
Vice Principals. I heard he was popular in that.
Okay, nice. Dude, Oleg Nikolaevich Tarkarov. I feel like they should have just gotten an Austrian dude, but maybe they didn't want to be too obvious with it.
Oh, Nikolai?
Yeah. His real name, Oleg Tarkarov.
And then fucking, okay, so these next two, these next four, fuck. Okay, these are like the characters I was most excited to see in this movie. Lawrence Fishburne, I know we'll talk about him more. I loved his character. Danny Trejo as Cuchillo. That dude was, I loved Danny in it. The guy who I was surprised by, Luis Azawa Chencheng, the Yakuza guy, Hanzo.
Oh yeah, Hanzo?
Yeah, he was so quiet in the whole movie, but he ended up being pretty fucking cool.
He's a badass.
And then the guy, I liked most of his lines before they killed him too early, was Mombasa or Mahershala
Ali.
Yep. And you said you recognized him from a couple things. He played the Prowler.
He's gonna be the next Blade.
He's supposed to be. But there only ever going to be one Blade.
Was that pre or post merger?
Post merger. They've been planning on it for like a long time now. Like as far back as like the Black Panther, I think.
Oh, okay. Okay, fantastic.
It's just that fucking Kevin Feige doesn't know how to write a Blade script. They've been arguing about the script for a long time now, but that's another discussion.
Hey man, but I mean, with fucking ChatGPT and a host of Blade fans, they can come up with something fucking fantastic. PapaNasty, who was your favorite character in this film?
Oh, that's easy. Royce the mercenary.
Fucking
all right. Basic bitch. I know.
Before we continue, Abel, who was your favorite character in the movie?
It's between Hanzo and Walton Goggins' character.
Damn.
Okay. I liked Lawrence Fishburne Nolan a lot. God damn it.
Nolan.
All right.
He was a waste of potential, but we'll talk about that.
That was such a fucking stupid ending. Oh my. We'll go through that when it comes.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit.
Stupid.
Okay, but you liked, I guess we'll as we get introduced to this character, we'll each the audience, you vouchers will understand why the heck we picked who we picked. Why does it even matter that PapaNasty picked this film? You know why it matters, because you're listening to Vouch for Me. And the point of this is PapaNasty picked the film, and by the end of it, Abel and I decide, do we vouch for him? Is it even worth watching? But I mean, dig into like general production notes, $40 million budget, which I think is pretty fucking cool. And then they made money off of it, $127.2 million. nothing to, write home about. They didn't break even. It didn't end the Predator franchise, tell you that much.
No, the Predator almost did.
The original Predator?
No, the Predator. It's the fourth one.
Oh, that was so bad.
Is that the 2018 one, or is that a different one?
Yeah, that one almost ended the franchise.
Fucking
Prey saved the franchise. Prey saved the fucking franchise.
Prey was good.
Yeah.
Prey was good.
That one I'm gonna cook up. That one I'm gonna add to the back burner just to keep the party going.
Oh yeah, and then we can talk. Yeah, I'll dive into the universe on that one later on.
Okay, hear me out. This is probably one of my this is my favorite segment of the show.
You should probably write yourself a note so you don't forget to bring it up later.
Yeah, I'm personally I have a list of movies, so I'm gonna add Prey to it.
I wanted to add one thing about how apparently Robert Rodriguez had the script for this cooked up a long time prior. He said the idea behind it is he wanted to make to Predator what Aliens was, hence the name was Predators. Like he wanted to make a proper sequel, and because like I mentioned earlier, the Predator 2 was not well received in some circles. So Predators was supposed to be an attempt at giving a proper sequel to Predator.
I like that. As soon as I saw that it had an S at the end, I did think about that story of how Alien versus Aliens came about.
Like, how do we top a movie with a killer alien? What if we add more?
We add more. Actually, maybe it took away from it. We don't talk about it. 2010 was when this film came out. It only made 217 million. And so my favorite part of the show right now is, what were the top highest grossing films of 2010? All right, let's go bottom to top. Number 10, How to Train Your Dragon. The original Despicable Me. That's at 494,543.
How to Train Your Dragon was fire, though.
True. These are bangers. All these are actually bangers. Tangled, Iron Man 2.
Oh, that was peak.
Oh shit, Iron Man 2.
You know what beat Iron Man 2? Twilight Eclipse.
Oh fuck.
Well, that was like at the height of Twilight fandom. Like that was like the peak.
You know what beat Twilight? Shrek Forever After. Let's go.
That was so bad too.
But that was number 5 on this list because we have Inception, Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows Part 1, Alice in Wonderland. I didn't realize Pop the Fuck Off.
That was probably one of my favorite Nolan films. I watched Inception so many times.
Yeah, that's one you always showed me, Abel. Number 1, 2010, Toy Story 3.
Oh, that's not bad.
I feel like it was more recent than that.
You're welcome. Exactly.
Which ones did you guys go and see in theaters? And don't fucking lie.
Toy Story, Inception.
No, it was 2010. I didn't get to do any of that. I went home and did dishes and then got beat by my dad. So anyway.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I did none of those things.
Oh my god.
Fuck you. Thanks a lot, you asshole.
Oh my god.
Wow. It's the fact he's laughing at it so hard that makes you want to cry.
Oh.
I think he's laughing because he knows he shouldn't be laughing, and that's making it funnier to him.
Oh my god.
I love it. I'm not even offended.
I'm like, have you ever seen the Jeremy Clarkson meme where he's like, oh no, anyway.
Oh, no. Anyways, so the director of this film, first of all, okay, hear me out. I have a tangent on the director of this film. He hasn't done anything notable.
What are you talking about, Spy Kids? Or no, he wrote the script, Nimrod Antel.
Yeah, that was the producer, but Nimrod Antel, right? He was a Hungarian American film director, screenwriter. What is up with that name? I was like, okay, so that's a derogatory term, isn't it? Also, if you call someone a Nimrod.
So that is a product of Looney Tunes. So Nimrod, I believe, was in the Bible. Nimrod is basically a master hunter. He's like a hunter king. He was just like the best at he was the best hunter. And in Looney Tunes, Bugs would call Elmer that, ironically calling him, because he's a shit hunter, so he's calling him Nimrod. But because people didn't know what Nimrod meant, they just thought it meant idiot. And so Nimrod became a slang term for idiot.
That is beautiful because I was like, the name had to come before the insult. Good. Abel, look at you, our fucking mentat over here.
I had learned this a long time ago.
Dude, I'm glad that you did the research because I was literally going to ask, how the fuck?
Who names their kid Nimrod?
Yeah, no, it's not that I thought. I thought that it was. I was like, once I learned that was an actual name, I was like, oh, so we're American and we picked that name and we're like, we're making fun of Hungarian people. It was Bugs Bunny, guys. It was Bugs Bunny. There it is. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, great job. Great job on doing the research I didn't have to do. Yeah, we thank a younger Abel for that. But so yeah, fascinating. First of all, the director doesn't matter. The people who wrote it, I tried to look some other stuff up. Nothing. The only person that matters is the person that produced this film, Robert Rodriguez, because he does Troublemaker films.
Troublemaker Studios.
Troublemaker Studios. And what has he done, guys? Of course he did the Spy Kids movies. You brought that one up, Abel.
Remember, everyone's your family.
Oh, so they're actually better than Vin Diesel. Wow. Vin Diesel cares about family, but the Spy Kids care.
Well, because in Fast and Furious, it's family. In Spy Kids, it's familia.
Familia. Aside from Spy Kids, he did Sin City back in the day.
That wasn't bad. Sin City was pretty dope.
I haven't seen it in full in a long time, so I could barely recall. I just remember Elijah Wood. You remember the serial killer Kevin?
I don't remember it very well. From Dusk Till Dawn with Quentin Tarantino. I didn't know that they co-directed.
Yeah, the movie where Quentin Tarantino cast Selma Hayek as a hot woman and had her pour tequila down her leg so he could suck on her toes.
God damn it. Fucking Quentin Tarantino. Absolutely. Genius. Anyways, we're going to start casting this week, and we want to see some of them puppers. I need you to pull them out of your socks, and I'm going to use no additive tequila because I have taste. That's right. So go ahead and send them on in to PapaNasty@gmail.com. Thank you very much.
Yep. 69 PapaNasty.
So anyways, the director actually, or the producer popped off. The director and the director and the writers didn't matter as much. And other than that, guys, I mean, that's all I really got for production. It was filmed in Hawaii. It was done in 53 days. 22 of those days was filmed in Hawaii for the jungle scenes. And then the remainder of it, any of the interior scenes, quote unquote, were filmed in Texas. And they filmed 60% of the movie in Texas to get a, what is it, fucking tax cut or something?
Tax credit?
Yep, they got the tax credit. So they weren't playing, dude. 40 million. Not bad, not bad.
Not bad. Should I just do a quick run of the characters?
Oh, do you have it pulled up?
I got it right here in my notes, buddy.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not watching movies in theaters now. He can have his notebook.
That's true. All right, Ryan Gosling, let's go ahead and hear what you got, and then we'll fill in some shit along the way.
So we got Royce the Mercenary. We got Alice, or Isabella, which is the Special Forces American Sniper, IDF. We also have Stan the Convict, or Nolan called him Agent Orange, which I fucking loved and thought was hilarious. We have Edwin the Doc. We have Conchito, Danny Trejo's character, the Mexican cartel. Mambazo, African military, or our UFU. And we have Nikolai, Russian Spetsnaz, Hanzo, Yakuza, and then we have Nolan later on, which is a mystery character that we'll break down later.
Nicely done. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we're getting right into the recap, and I mean, of course you're going to do it, but when they open the film and you literally see him falling from the sky right away, I love it. Yeah, literally, he's coming down, dude. He's like, "Where are we dropping, boys?" Like, we're fucking straight out of Warzone.
I was thinking, man, it'd be cool if we had like a little crossover event, Predator style, in like Apex or Warzone, but instead of like killing everyone to win, you just have to escape because unkillable predators can find you and kill you.
That'd be pretty good.
They were going to make a Predator game. Last I had heard, that was in development. I don't know if it fully came out yet, but you can play as a Predator or play as somebody trying to escape the Predator. Chris, yeah.
All right. We're never going to stop these jokes. I love these jokes. They're so funny. I have a great joke later, but we'll talk about it then.
There we go. So yeah, so you can play as a Predator, tracking them down, or you can play as like somebody like a squad trying to kill the Predator. But obviously he's a lot more invincible, and so it's pretty wild. But I don't know, that was a while back. I don't know if they ever got made or not.
Kind of reminds me of Alien Colonial Marine.
Yeah, there's all kinds of fascinating things they like to do. I mean, they have that whole series called Dead by Daylight, where you play as a fucking.
They just added Trevor Belmont and Dracula to Dead by Daylight.
See, I wouldn't be surprised if they get every single quote unquote movie monster, even if they're not the movie monster. At one point, are they going to put Predator if they don't already have the Predator and the Alien in it?
gonna say, do they have the xenomorph in it?
Are the Predator and the Alien already both in Mortal Kombat?
Yes.
Yeah, MKX.
Yep.
Mhm.
Both of them are in the same game?
And Alien was the best character for a bit.
That's fucking cool, guys. Okay, so they drop out of the sky. They immediately land. And you can tell he has like some alien technology on his chest. He clearly doesn't know what's going on. And it's very easy to read right away that you're like, okay, this is like some kind of most dangerous game shit. Like right away, I was able to pick that apart.
Anyone who took a high school English class knew it was the most dangerous game.
Yes, that's pretty much what it is. But it's funny because he thought he was dropping solo, but it turned out he dropped into a Juggernaut match, and it was everybody v the fucking Juggernaut.
Mm-hmm. That's a good analogy. I love that.
I had to get that out. So now, if you want to, you can feel free to dig into it.
Yeah, so we get then Royce and Danny Trejo's character meeting up and try not to kill each other. And then as they're talking it out, fucking Nikolai just starts blasting away. And then,
Well, an unfortunate soul drops right between them, and he's like, I guess his chute didn't open.
oh yeah, yeah. They never said who that character was. I look into it. I didn't know. I
It's
couldn't
not
see who
relevant.
it was. Yeah, I was like, okay, whatever.
He just existed to cement that, like, we are not enemies here because we all dropped from the sky.
Yeah, so then we see that those two don't end up fighting. Nikolai starts shooting at them. Royce fucking jumps in and surprises Nikolai. Is like, hey, I could kill you, but I'm not going to. Then we see Alice's character shows up. She, just like a classic sniper, shows up out of nowhere, basically fucking sneaks up on them. And then shortly afterwards, we're introduced to Stan and Mobasu into a little bit of a kerfuffle or a fight scene. Who do you think won that fight? Do you think it was Stan or Mobasu? Because Stan wasn't letting up. You remember that fight scene, Abel?
I think Mombasa kind of had him at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Mombasa was a badass. It disappointed me that he died so early.
Yeah. Oh, a spoiler. Sorry, guys.
When Royce went up to stop Nikolai, my thought right now is all like, because he's all like, how do I know you're the good guy? And he's like, we wouldn't be having this conversation. And I was like, damn, Royce just passed the persuasion check.
Dude, right? Royce is like, he could be such an asshole, but he's like, hey, I could fucking kill you right now, but I'm not going to. Like, that was such a cool scene. I'm like, I like Royce. I'm gonna fucking use you, bitch.
So these guys dropped into the map, but also the crates dropped into the map as well. Were those crates just other creatures?
I
Yeah.
think those crates were dropped earlier before them. I think they do it like, I don't know how they do it, but I think they do it by like, okay, first it'll be like certain aliens, then it'll be the humans, and it'll be like, I don't think they dropped them all at once. Because if you look at that crate, it was the one crate that you're referencing that Hanzo comes across. It looked fairly old. It looked like it had been dropped there at least a day prior or two.
But then they do meet, spoiler, but they do meet the creature later that was like belonged to that crate, if you will.
Yeah.
Also, we'll have to talk about the seasons at some point, but they kind of give away the seasons a little bit later.
That didn't make any sense to me.
Well, we'll talk about it because it does make you wonder about some of these
They
characters.
probably had a sign somewhere at the entrance where it says if it's rabbit season or duck season, but instead it's human season.
Yeah, and then Bugs Bunny comes out and calls him a Nimrod, and then all right then, great job, you pulled it off. So yeah, this is their season. We have the characters established. Now they team up, and now it's time for them to figure out what the fuck is going on. They don't necessarily understand they're being hunted yet. If anything, they might think it's like a Hunger Games-esque thing.
Yeah, that's what they immediately thought.
Yeah, because they find Doc, they find Hanzo. Hanzo finds that like weird monolith or like, what do you want to call it, like a fucking statue, whatever it is, and they're like, what the fuck is this? This doesn't look normal. And they even kind of have a conversation earlier when they first meet Alice. Is like, are we in Asia? Are we in Africa? And they're like, no, like none of them can figure out they cannot figure out the geography of where she should be at. And then
Royce points out the sun too.
yeah, and then fucking Royce and Alice end up having that. You want to see something fucked up challenge, and the leaf in the water trick, or the stick into the leaf into the water. I guess it's supposed to point north, right?
Yeah, it's I think it's a magnetic piece of metal. He puts it on a leaf in water and it's supposed to point north, and it doesn't.
And then they also realize they kind of come to common ground, and they understand. Oh, okay, we're all kind of mercenary-esque people.
Doc doesn't fit in though.
Yeah, he's the weird one. He's
he notes that they're all soldiers, but then they meet Stan like, okay, we're all killers. But then what's Doc? And at that point, I was like, Doc's a serial killer. That he fits in.
That was your presumption. Because
Spoiler, guys.
I figured he was I figured he might be like the audience surrogate, or for some reason I was like, he must work with the Predators. I'm like such a fucking moron. I'm like, wow. I mean, he did, but
He is the real Predator out of all of them.
Yeah, he's the worst one, honestly.
okay. I thought we were gonna hide the ball on it, but if we're just be honest about it, fuck yeah,
No,
it
you
was.
fucking already ruined it, Eric. You
I
ruined
didn't,
it.
I was
You
just-
ruined the podcast.
I was gonna hide the ball. I hid the ball, and then you guys pulled it out immediately. You're like, look at it, look at it. And I was like, okay, I guess we're doing this. But yeah, he was a serial killer, turns out.
Yeah.
But also, I'm
Spoiler.
not sure his motives. And then it fucking Agent Orange and old serial killer Eric Foreman have a strange conversation at one point that I thought was supposed to. I thought it was supposed to be like a joke, and I was like, this is a really weird 2010 joke. And then because the guy's like, oh yeah, when I get done with this, I can't wait to go and fuck a bunch of women against their consent. But he says he says the R word. He goes hard.
Well, why do you think he's in prison?
But then Eric Foreman's all awkward, and he's like, yeah, I can't wait till I can do that too. And you think it's a joke, but then it's like, actually, I think he probably did it way more.
Yeah, he just didn't get caught.
Yeah, he just didn't
There's
get.
a scene we're gonna talk about where it's like, what the fuck was he about to do?
I do like I mean, I'm jumping around here. We'll get right back to where we want to get, but when they're talking about, I think somebody's like, oh, when I get back home. Oh no, these are my kids. Nikolai, right?
Yeah.
Nikolai's like, and then fucking Agent Orange stands, takes off his shirt, and he's like, yeah, this is Candy Lee. She has the best tits around. Oh, is that your girlfriend? That's my sister. I was
That's my
like, wait.
sister.
Yeah, I know.
He's all
I
like,
thought, yeah, I know.
You're
I was like,
like,
I mean,
oh.
maybe it was a joke. I think it might have been sarcasm. I'm not sure.
no, I think he's a fucking a sicko like that.
Turns out he wasn't the biggest sicko.
Yeah. I mean, not by much.
He just has charm. That's his saving grace.
That's true. A charming
So-
psychopath.
They do they talk about there's something fucked up. They do a breakdown of the characters. Royce and Alice have to like, okay, this doesn't make sense, blah blah blah, and then they get them tracking through the jungle. Then they come across the alien crate and they realize there's something up, and then they set off a trap made for the predators from an old military dude, and then they start they all pretty come close to death. Royce saves Alice. It's a whole team bonding experience, and they're talking like there's something up. You only do like they know there's something up with what's going on. Like they don't know what it is, but all their instincts are telling them there's something right around the corner.
They find the dead soldier and kind of start like putting together like there's something out here that was hunting him. And then because then they talked about the traps, and he was like, now the rule of like dead log traps is like that thing has to be like 5 times the weight of whatever you're trying to crush, and that thing was fucking massive. So there was something out here.
And whatever it was, being so massive, it got past the fucking things and murked them pretty good.
Dude, I love that they're basically just doing an escape room.
That's funny. That's fucking funny.
What I was gonna say is the way that dude's like chest was blown open, I was like, was that guy killed by a xenomorph or a fucking predator? Like, was there a xenomorph in the preserve? Because like he's lying dead and his chest is just burst open.
No, their plasma gun.
I know it's the plasma gun, but it was just fun to humor it.
But it did look like that at first too. I was like, oh, here we go. The xenomorphs are there, but no, they weren't there. Which is weird because you think we're gonna do like a game.
Supposedly in the production, they like Berserker's jaws were supposed to be xenomorph jaws, but I don't think it matches the head of the shape of the head quite right. But it was that's what the idea was.
Well, that and like xenomorph and alien predator like hybrids are shunned. Like those exist in the comic universe, and they are not fucking like they're basically a bastardized version of them, and they're like no, they're basically an abomination.
And Predaliens are basically just xenomorphs with predator traits, but they are still primarily xenomorphs.
That's fucking fascinating. So after the trap scene, at the end, Mombasa does kind of know something in the tree. They write it off, but then you do see a heat seeking, so that means the predators are watching them. And then shortly afterwards, they get into this nice verge, this nice like valley that opens up, and they realize, oh fuck, dude, we're not in Kansas anymore. Yup. We are in outer space. What the fuck is going on?
The Earth isn't flat. Oh my god.
I mean, I still think it probably was a flat Earth. We don't talk about it.
Is there an ice wall? We don't know.
It's a donut.
Put it in the comments. It's a.
The part that pisses me off is this next scene. The dogs show up. It's the tracking dogs, which we shortly find out afterwards. And they're all trained mercenaries. And we find out throughout
That
this
scene
interaction
pissed me the fuck off so much.
throughout this interaction with the dogs, they find out that they not only they can die from a single bullet, and all these guys are fairly good at aiming. But when they first meet the dogs, every single one of them is just shooting wherever. They're not even trying to aim. I'm like, dude, they could have each destroyed the, like, have you guys ever played Nazi zombies? You hold up in a fucking corner when it's the dogs round and you just aim. You just aim. They're acting like it's their first day fucking playing, dude. Like they've never played an FPS before, and it absolutely disappoints me.
And you know what also ticked me off was the freaking for some of them, they will like tank a bunch of the bullets, and then other ones died in like one fucking shot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When Al's like totally one shot, one kills one.
Like, so I get that, but the thing is, at the range they're operating, her freaking rifle probably has like less stopping power than Nikolai's minigun. Sniper bullets get more stopping power the further out they are.
But did you visibly see the fucking bullets hitting them? Because that's what disappointed me. I think he was just spraying and praying, and he genuinely wasn't aiming, and that is what makes me mad. I'm like, you guys are trained fucking mercenaries / military soldiers, and you guys don't know how to. You guys don't know how to deal with being under pressure.
Except Stan, he has a shiv,
and he still did better than fucking some of those guys.
Yeah.
You also could like break it down like, hey, like, what would you have the same like response if you saw some aliens? I give them some leeway on that, but yeah, no, that inconsistency with how they got.
They emptied every single one of their clips, and then they had to. Luckily, they could reload. They still had some ammo on them, but that was wildly disappointing. But they did defeat the dogs, and then almost, and then somebody calls the dogs off, and it's apparently there's a few different names for these guys, but I guess it was probably the tracker predator.
Yeah, it's tracker probably.
Yeah, because then the falconer predator we get introduced to later.
So they're super predators, but they all have like set certain skills, right? That's the tracker. One's the berserker, and then one's just like a super predator, or
they're all super predators.
I think I read Falconer was supposed to have control of a drone or something.
Yep. Yeah, he did. That was what. Did you guys see the Falcon drone that was flying around?
He's like the tech guy.
Yeah.
They're all tech guys. That's the part that pissed me off.
There's the one that's the dedicated tech guy.
Yeah. But okay, so he's crypto. I completely understand. But also, I'm like, I get every season they're supposed to come back and evolve and be better, but they never learn to stop relying on fucking technology.
That's just like that's like a recurring theme between like every single Predator movie. It's just it's the hubris of their race.
Well, I think it's like how much what's the least amount of technology you could use, and not weaponize it, right? Because like you see them using the blade, which they use more in this film they have in the other films. You see them not really using the plasma guns like they would in the prior ones. I don't know. Like I see what you're saying. I think it's just like using the minimal amount of technology to kill your prey.
Okay, that's a fairly good point. Okay.
I was gonna make a comparison. They're like fucking streamers trying to get into bot lobbies to boost their kill counts and then try and talk shit like, oh yeah, I just dropped a Moab in Warzone. Like, bro, you're playing in the lobby where everyone has like a 0.2 KD.
Yeah. Dude, this is hilarious. I love the amount of Call of Duty fucking illusions that we get to make because
you're
of
just
this
pump
film.
stomping in pools. You're beating some poor Ganon with Joker. Like, come on, man. It's not even fair.
That's how, dude, that's straight up. I don't understand, these predators and who they're picking, but Danny Trejo gets got, and they do a little duck call thing, which is great. You know, you think Danny Trejo's alive, you only see his back, you keep hearing him say, help me, help me. And then finally they all leave. She decides to put him out of his misery, but he wasn't alive, and he was out there in the tree watching everything. Loved it. He did such a good job. And then shortly after this is when they actually meet the classic Predator.
Because they follow the tracks.
Noted in the credits as crucified Predator.
Oh, dude, the Jesus Christ of our time.
Yeah, he's tied to a monolith. Like, whatever happened here, they clearly don't like him, but they also didn't kill him, probably to humiliate him or just torture him in their free time.
Yeah, we see multiple trophies. We see that we get them. They end up killing, who's it, Mamasa, right?
Yeah, he falls into a trap.
He falls into a trap. They fucking murk him. We see that Royce, little sneaky bitch ass, disappeared and let them get fucking ambushed, and they get their asses kicked. And Royce jumps in he jumps in like to see them get attacked, just enough for them to spot their location, but it still was a piece of shit move. And then we get them fucking running away. They jump off the waterfall cliff, which is kind of it's a good callback to the first Predator film, where how Schwarzenegger gets from the first Predator. Thought that was a pretty cool scene. Alice is pissed off at Royce. She punches him in the face, and then Royce is like, you know about the Predator too, because we see during that scene of the reveal of the Hunter Predator that Alice is looking at the Predator and she's looking down. Where everybody's looking at it, she's looking down and she's thinking about something, and Royce sees that because Royce is he's watching everybody. He doesn't trust nobody. He's a lone wolf, so he's watching out for anyone that's gonna fuck him over.
He's a wolf when all these people are dogs.
Oh, there we go.
Wow.
I like that.
Did Mombasa say it, or did somebody else say the dog versus wolf analogy?
That was Nolan.
That was Nolan.
Oh, I'm a
Nolan
piece
later
of
on.
shit.
About the sizing. Yeah.
Oh, I'm embarrassed.
Hey, who invited this guy to the podcast? I don't fucking.
Oh no! All right.
Just
You know,
kidding.
literally
I'm
when
kidding.
we first saw the character, because I read the cast list, and I was like, oh yeah, Lawrence Fishburne is in this, but I didn't see Ali's name. When I saw fucking Ali, I was like, damn, dude, Lawrence Fishburne looks crazy. There's no way that's him. And then the intern is watching it with me, and then she's like, that's obviously not him. And I was like,
Oh
yeah.
God.
I mean, I didn't think it was him. I was actually confused. I was like, okay, why does he look like a different person? Oh, he's a different person. Oh, okay.
Eric,
All
you're
right.
fucking white show, and you. Sick
I'm
son of a bitch.
embarrassed. Oh no!
I love your honesty, though. We appreciate honesty here on Vouch for Me. So.
Exactly. I had to come out, Father Nasty. I had to admit my sins.
Well, I can't forgive you. That's up to you and Jesus.
They run into like a random alien like we've never seen before that looks basically like Groot.
Yeah, some kind of like rock tree looking alien. And it gets got. Fucking Isabel takes a shot at it to save Eddie Brock. And then after they're looking at its corpse, she looks over at the tree and sees that she missed, so something else killed the damn alien. She also gives a little exposition to Royce because he gets on her ass for not freaking out when they meet the Predators. Like, you know what that thing was. And
Yeah, you know what that was. And that's when she tells him, like, hey, this is how the Dutch Arnold Schwarzenegger character, how he defeated it, because he gives a full spill. So that was that knowledge. The only person that had knowledge of the Predator prior to before those guys did was the CIA. The CIA knew because Apollo Creed character in Predator is the one that had the knowledge, and he ended up joining Arnold Schwarzenegger's crew during that mission. So she could be also a CIA operative.
I mean, she's Israeli, so probably.
I do like how she put it too, where she was like Guatemala 87, and she was like, the governor of California? Yeah, he survived.
Right? That would be awesome. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, the governor was the only thing that could take him on. You think you're him?
Yeah. You think you know?
You think you're him? No, he's him.
Then they get their downtime where we see that Stan is a fucking piece of shit. And even the Russian dude's like, yeah, you should tell him Doc to stay away from him, because like Mr. West said earlier, where we find out what Stan is going to do when he goes back to the world.
How did, he put it kind of wild. He said he was going to do two things. One thing, he was going to fucking, fuck with a bunch of women. But he also said he was going to, do a lot of cocaine. That was
so
funny.
Much fucking cocaine.
That was funny. And then I think if they would have changed the words they used for the following scene or for the following, I think it actually could have been funnier. But it was like 2010 where they can get away with saying they could say the R word. 2010 was a weird time. So they're like, let's just shock a bunch of people.
He said it because he meant it. The point is, he's reminding the audience that he's a shit person. He's in prison for a reason.
He's FBI's most wanted is what somebody, I think they said in the film, quote unquote.
Royce, when he was giving the rundowns on everyone.
Yeah.
And yeah, we never find out where Royce was.
But then they do end up fighting. They end up fighting Groot after this.
Yeah, they start doing they see that there's another alien on them, so they decide to lure it out. And that's when Royce has a genius idea to use Doc to get whatever creature it is, Groot, to come and get him. And they start firing upon him. But then they realize, well, Alice is the one that fires upon him. Realize she misses, and so something else killed Groot. And we realize that's Nolan's character, Nolan is a scavenger who's been on the he's been on the island he's been on the planet for 10 seasons, he says, later on down the line. But we realize the thing that pissed me off was that doesn't make any sense, because at the end of the film, we see that there's another drop.
Then
Spoiler.
it implies that, okay, spoiler, if we're going to get into it then, all right.
Yeah.
That means seasons aren't that long.
Well, it could depend on how long the seasons are. The season can last as long as it takes for them to kill everybody. It could take longer or shorter depending on how skilled everyone is. They just probably gave up. They probably gave up on looking for him during his season and just dropped another season.
But it doesn't mean he's been there for 10 years. It could just mean that
he has no way of tracking time because the sun doesn't move accurate to Earth's time. So he just tracks time by seasons rather than hours, days, or whatever, because human time does not work there because it's a different planet.
If you had to speculate how long Nolan was there, Abel, what would you give me? Give me a time amount. How long do you think he was there?
Probably a year or two.
Okay, that's what I think as well. I think he was only there for a couple years.
Well, they were there for a couple days and that was their season.
I think he was already crazy. That's what I think. I was like, I don't think he went batshit crazy. I think he was, because it's like, what did he do to end up there?
Well, he was military.
Yeah, he was special forces. That's the only thing he says, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that could all be bullshit, too. With that, if you're going that route, yeah, that's fucking genius. He could be another Doc.
He was probably already dropped there experiencing PTSD.
And then he never quote unquote won his. And okay, what did piss me off, we're jumping around, is he was the smartest person because he kept the gear. Nobody else kept the gear.
He looted.
He looted. Bro's the only one looting, dude. These guys are running around with the god. They had their guns on drop, and that's all they had the whole fucking game. Are you kidding me? They expect to win? Anyways, all right.
I mean, to be fair, he's the only one that succeeded in killing a predator up at that point, so of course he's the only one who looted.
Allegedly.
Well, he killed 3 predators, yeah. But I believe it. You saw his gun, right? You saw his technology. He probably snuck up on them. He got them good. But I think technology, he probably had to do some sneaky shit. You know, he probably was that guy, like, you know, watched the fight go down and then he jumped in and murked him like a bitch.
He knew to be quiet. He knew to hide his, you know.
He told them they talked too loud.
Yeah, all of the above. So
he's, I heard you as soon as you landed. He's like, and they're like, wait a minute, you were fucking there at the campsite. And he's like, he didn't say nothing, but he was. But
he was watching him. And then the way he introduces himself, like, what are you? He's like, I'm alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was clearly off his rocker from the moment you see him. He just didn't show his true colors until later.
I loved when he was arguing with his imaginary friend. That was so fucking great. He's like, I was here for 7 seasons. Oh, was it 10? Really? Oh. Yeah. And then I love what's his face calls him out later. And then I love how Royce was like, well, what do you two think? When he talks to him at one point, he calls him out.
He's playing into it.
And then this is pretty short-lived because then fucking Fishburne, Nolan, he starts smoking them out. Basically, he's going to steal all their shit and he's going to smoke them out and kill them.
Yeah, while they were chilling in his hideout, he and they're like all go to sleep and rest. He just like starts a little fire and then he shuts all the ventilation and gets out of the room and just locks them in there.
He plans to asphyxiate them, and then Royce does. He tries to do what you perceive as like blow a hole in the side, and they're like, that didn't do anything. He's like, no, I got their attention. And then he called in the cavalry, and then at least one of the predators showed up, fucking blows up Fishburne.
2 of the predators.
Oh, 2 of the predators show up, and then blows up fucking Nolan. But then our boy comes through and helps them all out. And it was a crazy way to go, but I do respect him so much for going the way that he did. But was it what was his name? Nikolai?
Yeah, Nikolai. which does make sense to me on the Predator code, but maybe it's like different because like the classic Predator versus the Super Predators is that Nolan wasn't armed. He had nothing on him, right?
They're probably just frustrated that it took them so long to find him. Like even taunts it when they find him. It's like, well, what took you so long?
Yeah. He didn't want the trophy. He just wanted
to
revenge.
Be just over with. Like, God damn, it took me freaking 10 seasons to find your ass.
That was the one thing that like they would have wanted to like make him a trophy out of, like that him just fucking obliterating him like that. That to me didn't make any sense.
And that's why this has a 65% on Rotten Tomato, because there's those little things.
Also, I'm pretty sure there might be cultural differences between what the super predators call honor and what a regular predator would call honor.
True. Good possibility. Yeah, we see that fucking dumbass dog gets lost. Nikolai saves him. Nikolai makes the fucking sacrifice. He puts a bunch of grenades to his chest, and he blows up him and one of the other predators.
Blows up Tracker.
The Berserker predators. Yep, the Tracker.
So they're escaping. The predators showed up. Tracker gets killed. Doc gets away. Isabella gets away. Royce gets away. And Hanzo, I think they're the only ones left now. And Stan.
Yeah. Dumbass Stan doing the classic end zone dance when it's not in the end zone.
Yeah.
And
he gets got.
Gets got. He does go down trying to save the group, which is like the most honorable thing he's probably ever done.
It was an awesome little fake out for us. Like he gets shot in the back and you think he's done. Then Berserker walks past him and then he just jumps on his ass like a freaking little gremlin. He's like, "I'm not dead, you bitch."
That's great.
Stan eventually goes out and we get the iconic spine rip fatality from the Predator. So Stan is the unfortunate receiver of the spine rip.
It had to be. It was rated R. I was waiting for something really rated R to happen. There's a few fucked up things, but nothing too crazy. Dude, when they're running away from the Predators, though, I mean, maybe I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but Hanzo got a samurai sword.
He also notes that it's very old, so it's an authentic samurai sword from the like Edo period or something.
Yeah. So when they get into Nolan's place and Nolan's like, it's time for bed. Hanzo is, everybody's looking around. They see that Nolan has a good armor. Hanzo picks up the sword and he actually goes to sleep with the sword. Pretty cool. And like just random. And that's when he kind of says like he's admiring it. It's like, whoa, this is like mastercraft shit right here. And it's very old. And yeah, he goes to sleep with it. And he picked up a beautiful sword because he was the only one that had a handgun.
Yeah.
Everybody else had.
So he finally looted. He found a legendary item. And so when
he did. I love it.
So when he got a 1v1 a fucking Predator, which was sick because you could tell the Predator
fights Falconer.
Yeah, the intern actually pointed out to me that the Predator actually had some understanding of samurai, honor. Because even though he'd knock him to the ground, it's not like he would go and stab him to death. He let him get back up, and then they went back to their. I mean, if it was not like true samurai honor, he had a sense of honor. He was only going to defeat him if they were both on equal footing. So genuinely, I thought that was a great, and it was a cool
sees Hanzo armed with a sword, so it then responds by saying, "Fine, I'll fight you with my knife."
Hanzo was the gentleman who played him, Luis Ozawa Chen. He actually practiced kendo since he was 5, and he actually did his own stunts for Hanzo's fight with the Falconer Predator. But the whole crew didn't know. They didn't know any of that when they cast him. He brought his kendo teacher, who he considered his second father, on to help choreograph the scene. That's great. Thank you, TV tropes, for that one.
Yeah, I could tell like this guy knows how to handle a sword. I was like, damn it, Yakuza guy who's trained to use a samurai sword. He lives and breathes by the code.
I love the interaction between Doc and Hanzo when he was like, "Wait, you know English?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Why didn't you say much?" And he's like, "Because I talk too much." Shows his 3 fingers left because they got 2 of them cut off.
Yeah, he's been a bad boy.
Been a bad boy.
One thing I wanted to add is I did not like that his name is Hanzo solely because it's such a generic name for a Japanese guy who knows how to use a samurai sword.
Are we not going to acknowledge that also the two fucking, the Mexican guy and the black guy are the ones that die first? If we don't count the parachute guy, that doesn't matter.
God damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Mombasa is I think a city in Africa or some, so again, a generic name.
And all of it's, the whole like narrative is focused on the white people. And then,
Yeah.
you know, the love interest
Well,
that.
Alice is Mexican.
Yeah, but it's
Latina
not.
of some sort.
But the story isn't about her. The story is about you're not. It was like fucking Pocahontas. She's over here like you're not supposed to be so mean, and then he's like, oh, I don't care, I'm mean, and then it turns out later he's not mean.
No, the story's about interracial love, fighting aliens, and falling in love.
That's beautiful. That's actually gorgeous. You're not wrong. The best of both worlds. My favorite two categories: aliens and interracial love. Thank you so much.
The two white guys are serial killers. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not. Yeah,
So actually, they did a good job of like, you know, discrediting every race in this film. Thank you.
good.
Yeah, because like, so his name being Hanzo, historically, I think there was like a famous samurai ninja or something like that. His Hanzo Hattori or something like that, who is also the inspiration for why Scorpion's name is Hanzo in Mortal Kombat. So that's why I was like, wow, they just picked the most generic name for this guy.
And speaking of Hanzo, though, when he does 1v1 the Falcon Predator, they go toe to toe. And then it is the classic thing where he gets the final blow, but it's a suicide blow.
And they're also staying in like really tall grass.
Yep, the Predator drops, he's dead, but Hanzo also dies. Yep, and then we cut to he let the three escape. He let Doc escape, he let Royce escape, and he let Isabel escape. But Doc gets his foot caught in like a shitty bear trap, and Royce says, "Fuck you guys, I'm off on my own adventure." And then she's like, "You're such a heartless bad guy. You would never come back for us. That's just not in your character. By the end of this film, you would never do that." And he runs away, and he's like, "Fuck you." And he goes and he finds the old classic Predator, uncrucifies him the way he should be. And then like they actually do make a deal, and it works out for him. He does a little beep, beep, beep on his wrist, and the fucking ship fires up, and Royce is like, "Well, now I can go over to the ship." But then now it's fucking classic Predator versus Berserk Predator. It's Predator versus Predator. It's my neighbor versus my Scoutmaster. Fucking incredible.
Diddy versus Epstein. Here we go.
Diddy and Drake.
Yeah,
It's the rap battle we never knew we needed. Oh, I don't know how to do it. How do you click? You can't click.
One thing I wanted to add about Hanzo's fight was like the only thing that missing from it anime style would have been it like the freaking Predator just exploded and blood just started spurting out like jets.
And then there was a flashback of him eating ramen at 5 years old with his like Predator uncle. He has Predator Sensei.
Yeah. The sad music starts playing. You're just like me.
And then he puts down the volleyball to pick up the fucking Predator blade. It's like he could have been in a completely different anime, but this is the one he's in. Wow.
But anyways, so the Predators fight. We get a cool fight scene between the Predators, but unfortunately, classic Predator just can't keep up and gets killed. But he definitely put up a really good fight considering he's been malnourished and tied to a pole for who knows how long.
yeah. And just getting his limbs back to normal. Like, yeah, if he was at 100%, he could have.
Probably actually would have beat his ass.
Yeah. Or like they both would have died fighting.
Then we get the reveal with Eddie Brock. He is actually Venom.
Ooh, cause yeah, they fall into they get put into a hole by the Berserker Predator, and then oh wow, it did catch me off guard, guys. The whole reveal.
You know why I pegged this guy as a serial killer so early on? Is because that scene when Nikolai was about to touch that plant, and then he tells him like, "Oh, that's toxic. It'll paralyze you." And I'm like, "How do you know that, bruh?"
That's what the intern pointed out to me as well.
Like, how do you know what paralyzing agents are? I think this guy's a serial killer.
I was like, oh, he's a generic doctor, I guess. I'm like, although it is a foreign, I'm like, it's a foreign planet, but I guess he understands the general concept of neurotoxins and where they would come out of. So,
or how about that he was stuck up in a tree, couldn't cut himself out, and then he randomly had a
scalpel,
creepy tool set on, a scalpel on him, a creepy little.
So he
tool
lied
set.
about not having a tool to get out of the tree. Maybe he was just too stupid to cut himself down.
He's supposed to be the intellectual one, but I'm like, oh, this guy's playing an idiot. But I mean, I was younger when I watched it, and I'm like, oh, that's weird. Like, I didn't think nothing of it, but rewatching, I was like, aha, I know, you're a fucking creep.
Then he gets her with the neurotoxin, and then he's like, oh yeah, you're paralyzed, but you'll feel everything I want to do to you. And then I was like, oh fuck, he wasn't joking earlier. I thought it was a prank.
I always felt like he never wiped the scalpel after he touched the plant with it, so I feel like he used that shit on her.
Damn, clever girl. And so now she's about to get got. Also, while this is happening, Royce ran off to the spaceship. As the spaceship is flying away, Berserker Predator clicks a button on his wrist. It blows up the spaceship. And so Royce is, GG. So who's going to save Isabel? Because now Mr. Eric Foreman said, oh yeah, we're going to take it back to that 70s show. You can't call the police. And then so he went over there.
My God.
I know. I don't even know what that implies. It just sounds over.
He turns into Hyde, yeah.
Yeah, he
my
basically
God.
became Hyde. Oh, so he was just acting like his old coworker. That's what his deal was.
I found out that Ron Jeremy got he got arrested, but then they let him out because like I think he has like a neurodegenerative disease.
Oh, that's how Al Capone got out of prison. He had gonorrhea or chlamydia, syphilis, the one that drives you crazy. Yeah, so he got out of prison because he was crazy.
So, but yeah, wild ass tangent. Yeah, we wild ass tangent. But yeah, she tries to pull he tries to pull a little Ron Jeremy on her. But then luckily Royce isn't done. He pops out of nowhere and he says, "I missed my ride." But he doesn't know. At least he doesn't make it clear that he knows that old Eric Foreman, old Eddie Brock is living a double life.
I feel like he's been on him since the start.
Well, he sees Doc, and when I was watching back that scene, he did see Doc, like he's looking at Doc weirdly, and because he's seeing Doc standing up and moving around. Whereas part of that, Doc was like, "Oh man, my ankle! Oh my God, I'm a bitch, and I can't fucking go any further." And he's like, "Wait a minute, what the fuck?" And we already seen that Royce is already suspicious about him. So I think in that scene where he put two and two together, and he already knew that there was something up with Doc. And then the way Isabel was looking, he's like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I felt like he's always been suspicious of him because, like he pointed out when he did the room reading earlier, is that Doc didn't fit into their killer's demographic. Like, all right, what's his deal? So he was probably always suspicious of him.
So poor Isabel's all paralyzed. Royce is helping her out. And then Doc finally gets it upon himself to be like, oh, I didn't think you were still here. And he says something in particular where he
tries to drop back into character, but she's already out of character now.
He's like, she really believed in you. I didn't think you were going to come back, but she did. And he's just doing that creepy little monologue. And then he's about to get. I
didn't know you were a good guy. I'm not, but I'm fast. When he turns around and he catches him. Yeah.
That was such a good scene.
And then he fucking kills him.
No, he incapacitates him more or less.
No, he stabbed the fucking knife through his fucking lower chin. Like, he should have been dead. The fact that he was still like
well, he didn't slit his throat. He probably just stabbed his lower jaw and tongue.
He stabbed him right through up his fucking neck.
I don't know if that's fatal though.
So he should have been dead, but that's, it is what it is.
Oh, yeah, it's not that kind of movie, I guess.
Time to consult a doctor. Can we get a doctor on the pod?
Yeah. Well, we can't. He just died, so we don't have a doctor anymore. But then the Predator does show up, and then he's like, it's funny how they have the callback where he's like, help me, because now he's the bait for the Predator. But then I like how he continues. He's like, help me, I'm just like you, I'm a monster. And the Predator just kills him immediately.
I wanted to add in, like, this guy, he's like, bro thinks he's one of them. Like, bro, you are not one of them. They don't kill for pleasure, they kill for sport.
Yeah, you sick fuck.
Yeah, it's like a serial killer comparing himself to a hunter, like an actual hunter. Like, bro, I hunt animals because it's fun. You kill people because you're a fucking sadist.
He's not like us, is what he was going to say.
Mustard on the beat, ho.
Yep. But old Royce was just using him as bait. He has a whole plan where he's like, come after me. He starts a fire and he's like, come get me. And because
planted a bunch of grenades on him.
Hurt me. Oh yeah, he does plant a bunch of grenades on him. He blows up dipshit. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Berserker gets got for a second. He's like a little shook because he takes a second to stand back up.
The fire starts, which hides the heat-seeking thing, and then so now Royce is running. Yeah, Royce is running around.
And Royce has not been missing ab day. He is jacked. It's kind of funny to see that actor. There was rumors that he took steroids, but rewatching the film now, I'm like, I don't think he took steroids. I think he just hit the gym pretty good.
I don't think he didn't look ungodly. Yeah.
He didn't look crazy. He looked like he did the P90X. That's how he looked like. He looked good though.
Dude had a Bowflex in his hotel room.
And then and this is where you start seeing the Predator with all of his fucking mods. What a piece of shit, dude. He's over here, dude. He's literally got heat sinker, he's got aim assist, he's got fucking wall hacks, he's got it all. But now that his heads up display's not working anymore, now he's just one of us and he's trash at what he's doing. And it's like, yeah, he is overly reliant on all of this. And he's just swapping through mods in his little visor trying to see like, oh, I can't see his heat signal. Oh, then he finds his heart rate visor or some shit.
The heartbeat monitor.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a piece of shit, dude. Yeah, anyways, he's overly reliant. He's trash.
Oh, and then I forgot to mention the Berserker face reveal. He's even uglier than the regular Predator.
Yeah, definitely crazier looking.
Yeah, but Royce gets his ass. He takes looks like one of their own like freaking hatchets or something like that. Starts just wailing on his ass, breaks off his helmet, and then he just slices and dices his arm off and cuts his chest a lot.
Isabella's paralyzed ass goes over, grabs her gun, helps out Royce a little bit, shoots the alien through the chest. But yeah, he just goes to town on him, slices his goddamn head off or hack.
Well, we had seen that scene too where Royce is, he's knocked down, he's about to get killed. Al shoots that shot, helps her, and the alien's like, "Oh, you want to help out, bitch?" Fucking does shoots out his little Deadpool X-Men Origins blade at her, stabs her. That pisses off Royce, and he gets the energy enough to go and fucking just murder the Super Predator. And then bam.
Great scene. He wins. I feel like when they win, they should honorarily get off the island, but that's not what happens. It's fucked up because they have no way off the planet. They're both trapped there. They're both injured. Hopefully before the next season, they can heal up. Right, guys? Hopefully they have a couple months before the next season, but...
Yeah, right?
Parachutes from the sky immediately. And then they start walking away because it's the end of a movie, an action movie, where they're like, I guess we'll have to find a way off this place. They start walking away instead of salvaging the technology that they know they can do because fucking Nolan did it earlier. They walk away from the Berserk Predator's technology.
That's because Royce is too cool to scavenge.
Yeah, which is frustrating.
I'm so pissed. I would be sick if they had a sequel to this movie, Predators 2, more Predators, where, the Predators are out there hunting, but then they start getting hunted because it's them and they're dressed up in the Predator outfits. Whoa. Who hunts the huntsman? That's the real question.
I know I should have watched the video, but there is a comic book where Royce does he does defeat a bunch of other Predators and other aliens. And he does get armor, he kicks ass, and the Predators actually admire his skill. And he's actually something of a challenge for them. There is a YouTube, yeah.
There is a whole comic book where they came up with that for Dark Horse Comics.
Yes, guys, go and fucking check it out. I would do it a disservice if I try to fucking nasty explain it for you guys. So go and watch the film, or watch the video.
And roll credits, that is the movie. It just ends on that cliffhanger.
What's cool is there is a few deleted scenes you can get in the Blu-ray. I think the one we were talking about earlier, we talked about off the pod, right? The Many More Predators one, that's not, it's not a deleted scene because in
the trailer scene.
Yeah, I think Abel, you knew about it pretty well if you want to give it the rundown.
I remember seeing the trailer for this movie back when it came out. The scene where Royce is being targeted by the Berserker Predator. In the trailer, he's being targeted by multiple Predators. And then a lot of people were disappointed in the final product when they went to the theater to see the movie. And that scene doesn't happen. They lied to us.
They lied to us. There is a handful of deleted scenes that you can watch if you get the Blu-ray, apparently. And some of them are, they're all just cutaway things that kind of actually give you a little bit more insight on the characters themselves. And I did notice a couple earlier, at least one or two that were at least worth noting. The Dead Man Parachute one doesn't matter. Cuchillo and Isabella, it was This one I don't. Oh, this one actually is actually pretty good. Another brief extension was cut after Isabel explains that she is in the Israel Defense Forces. Cochillo taunts her saying, "I thought bitches weren't allowed to be snipers," and then she responds with, "Oh, is that why they didn't take you?" And then he laughs and then he calls her a bitch, and then it was actually featured in the comic adaptation of the movie. That's dude. That's so classic. Whenever I love that in movies. They did that in Aliens, right? Abel, do you remember that?
Yeah, vaguely. Oh yeah, when Vasquez, like, I didn't know women were I didn't know they let women be Marines. Now I was like, then why are you here?
Yeah. Something like when they're in the locker room together. I love that they play on that sort of stuff. I did look up a few reviews, of course, and nothing stood out to me too much, but there were a couple funny things. All of the Warzone memes we were making, someone was like, a bunch of people drop into a large area with weapons to fight. Dude, I love Fortnite. Maybe the real predators were the friends we made along the way. It's so stupid.
Maybe that's why Nolan lasted so long, is he understood in Fortnite to be safe, you have to be inside a shelter.
There weren't any other ones that really stood out to me, but, some excellent fan service and shockingly sturdy, given that Robert Rodriguez's name is on it. Like what? It's just going to be another spy
The
kid
movie
movie.
aged well in retrospect because of how bad the Predator was. Some people were like, "Oh, I guess Predators wasn't as bad as we thought it was," because some people still, like, obviously had some problems with some of the writing in the movie, but still a better sequel than Predator 2, and The Predator just makes it look even better.
Guys, we would have all died if we were in this situation.
Yeah.
Fuck. I want to, like, if we dropped with a gun, not a shiv.
It's a good thing we wouldn't be chosen because we're not, like, master killers.
Probably pretty fast.
Yeah, no, dude, they would actually, no, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, you guys are out hunting, you guys are out there murdering the pussy. So you guys, we're going to put you on this island. And then we'll be the first to die. I'll be the guy in the parachute at the beginning. Hey, help me out, guys. Fucking dies immediately. Blah. That sucks. But yeah, I thought Fishburne was a sick-ass character. I wish they would have expanded on him more. He stole the show. They could have definitely just had the whole movie about him. It would have been funny as fuck.
Or like show why he's like been alive for so long. Show some of his skills. It was dumb. But
it would have been the
what it is.
boring part of those video games that are strategy. Wow, what are they called? Stealth games?
He was ratting.
Damn, Abel, good job. Yeah, dude.
That is literally what he did. He ratted. He waited till everyone else died, took their shit, third-partied people, and then he just went back to his hiding spot.
Bro.
Because he knew how to play the game. That's how you play the game.
Good job. GG's. That was fantastic. I don't know if you guys have anything else to fucking share. I mean, do you want to ask the big questions, or do we want to fuck around with it a little bit more?
I got nothing.
No, I think this is the end of it.
All right, PapaNasty, what's the big question?
You guys vouch for me.
I vouch for you.
I vouch for
There we
you.
go. Okay, watch, marry, kill. What are we doing?
I'd watch it.
I give it a watch for sure.
Hell yeah, watch it.
Yeah, it really is one of the better. I watched the OG Predator, and then I watched this one. The OG one, there's like a certain level of anticipation, and there's something about one man versus the world that makes it fucking fantastic by the end. This one did a cool job of action sequences. It did a cool job of expanding what I understood about the Predators without taking it to a next level. And they still had to do some cool shit. I had a very few moments where I was actually disappointed with their decisions. They made pretty cool tactical decisions along the way.
Yeah, like the writing for their behavior was hit or miss. The characters themselves just felt like flat and generic just to make the cast more diverse. Hell, like technically there is like a diversity in the first movie in the sense that like each of the characters had like distinct personalities. Like you had like Jesse Ventura's character, fucking Apollo Creed, and then you had the Terminator. But then here it's like generic terrorist, generic cartel guy, generic serial killer. Like they didn't really have too much personality aside from Stan and Mombasa. Everyone else was kind of just there.
Is that more of a dig on the actors themselves?
No, the writing, their characterization.
that could be like also like basic bitch bad guy. Like these are essentially the bad guys of the world. So let's bring them over, and you shouldn't have feelings for any of them.
And you know why Danny Trejo's character died, right? Danny Trejo's general gimmick when he plays gangsters or cartel guys in movies is he always has his character killed off because he wants it known that these guys don't live very long or successful lives. So that's why he gets killed in everything.
Well, then also he's not like a military guy. Like all the other guys are military-esque. I mean, other than like Doc and fucking Agent Orange, but they ran away.
He's not a Sicario. He's just an enforcer.
Yeah, he's just an enforcer. So he kind of was like running away to get to higher ground, to go and like fucking just fuck off. But yeah, the other guys that stayed and fight, that's why they survived. But yeah, no, that's in Danny Trejo's contract. That's funny. I thought I was the one that knew that. It's so funny. I was going to bring that up later on.
Yeah, he dies in everything unless he's Machete.
That was cool. I didn't know that Robert Rodriguez did Machete.
Oh, yeah.
He produced it, yeah.
It was a common fan theory. He kind of like plays around with it a little bit, but like it was a common fan theory that Machete and Machete is the same Machete from Spy Kids.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh boy, isn't Miley Cyrus in the first Machete movie?
I know Lindsay Lohan.
It's Lindsay, and that's all we're gonna say, guys. Go watch Machete, and you'll thank us later. And that's after she did Herbie. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we are gonna wrap this up here a little bit soon. We do have another plan soon. I think Abel, you did pick your film. You said it earlier.
Yeah, because you guys said you didn't see it, and I want you to get the reference. And also, it was a really good movie, The Fall Guy.
Cool.
With Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt.
It's a little rom-com-y too, so we can watch it with the chicas and we'll have a good time.
Yeah, it's a rom-com action. I believe it is streaming on Peacock, or you could just rent it off Amazon, maybe.
Well, I appreciate you. I hope this is a great movie because I hope this rom-com leads to some action. So thank you for looking out, buddy. You are a real good guy.
I don't think you need a rom-com to do that.
I mean, yeah, I that's what you think. All right. And then I do dishes and my girlfriend beats me. All right. Anyways, that's stupid. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys so much. Yeah, you do the farewell. I want you to do it.
Sorry, look at me.
No, do the farewell. Do it all. Tell them what they need to do. Tell them where they need to be. Tell them what they need to watch.
Tell them what time it is.
Alrighty, Vouchers. Thank you for listening to the podcast. We love you guys. I'm PapaNasty signing off. Eric West.
Fare thee well.
Later, y'all. That's all, folks.
Alrighty. We love you guys. Take care. Like and subscribe.
Bye.